Hey guys, today I'm doing a get ready with me. My backlight broke, so when I woke up this morning, I was like, for some reason, inspired to watch some of my old videos. And when I did, that again inspired me to use some of my old favorite products. And obviously not all of these are my old favorite products. Some of these are pretty new actually. This first product is not an old favorite. This is a really new one actually. It is the Boscia, or I think it's Boscia, White Charcoal Mattifying Makeup Spray. And I'm obsessed with applying this, spraying this on my face before I put my makeup on. It like really smooths and mattifies my skin. And I noticed that my foundation usually looks a lot better when I do this. So, ooh. You know, it's funny, I was watching, was it yesterday? I was watching Leanne Says, her May favorites, and she mentioned this, and she also mentioned loving using it before her makeup. By the way, I love her, she's so funny. So the next thing I'm gonna do is use my NYX HD concealer in 01. This is like pretty peachy, so I kind of use this more like a color corrector before my foundation. Man, I used to use my fingers way more. I mean, I still do, but in my old videos, I pretty much use my fingers for everything. This is a really great concealer, by the way. I don't find there's like personally a shade light enough, because this one, I mean, it's pretty close to my skin tone, but it's just a little bit peachy. But the consistency of it is like really great. It's like creamy but matte and doesn't crease. So the thing that I'm most excited about is using a combination on my face for foundation that I haven't used in so long, like probably like a year. And I used to be obsessed with mixing the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation with my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel, mixing them on the back of my hand and then applying it to my face. So I hope that this is as amazing as I remember. I have the shade 1N1 in this Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's still a little bit too dark, but put a glob on there like so. And in one of my old videos, I put like a pump and a half of my moisturizer and I used my fingers for this. This moisturizer, by the way, just on its own, if you have like oily combo skin and you just like hate the feeling of like tacky, greasy moisturizers, definitely look into picking up that Clinique one because it's legit amazing. Yes, this is definitely as amazing as I remember. It legit looks like skin. It barely looks like I'm wearing anything, but this Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, like, I don't know if I found anything that is as oil controlling as it. So the fact that I can sheer it out and make it look more natural, because that's the only reason that I don't wear it every day, is because I find this is like pretty heavy and cakey on me. I know that the whole concept of like mixing moisturizer with foundation isn't like a new thing, but it's something about this gel moisturizer that really sinks everything into your skin and doesn't leave you with like a super greasy feel. So it's still like a tiny bit tacky, but I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that it dries down completely in a few minutes. So let's do a little tiny bit of concealing. So I'm just gonna use this MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC10. I love this concealer, by the way. This is a new find for me. I've actually never owned it before, and I really like that it is matte and really long wearing, and I find it doesn't really crease that bad either. So another thing that I used to do was, and this actually wasn't that long ago, but I haven't done it in a while, is set my brows with this Essence Make Me Brow before I fill them in with a pencil. I remember that I watched Cassie from Thrift Thick. If any of you guys watch her, you know how amazing and like truthful and awesome she is. She did that soap brow video, and I think she did one of the brows, like she did the soap brow before she filled it in, and that brow, in my opinion, looked way better than the one that she soap browed afterwards. So that actually inspired me to do this setting thing. I'm going to set just underneath the eyes and my eyelids because they get super oily with this Urban Decay The Velvetizer. I did a review on this brand new product not too long ago, so I will link that below if you're interested. It's basically something that's supposed to be a mix-in medium that you can mix with your foundations to make it thicker and more matte, but it's also really, really finely milled, and I find does really well at setting my under eyes. I will say that it doesn't really keep me all that matte, so in terms of like setting my whole face, it's not really that effective, but it definitely looks really nice because it is so fine of a powder, and I find it has like a definite smoothing effect as well. Okay, so this product I used to freaking love, and I haven't used it in forever, so hopefully it's still good. I don't know, it smells so amazing. This is the Bourjois Bronzing Primer, and I don't even know if they sell this anymore, to be honest. I hope that they do, because if you can just go into the store and smell this, like you'll buy it straight up for the smell. Like it is addictive, and it actually says on here, addictive fragrance. Oh my God, it's so good. It's like orange, chocolate, coconut. So I'm just gonna use this really large stippling brush. I think I got this at like Claire's or something. So I would just barely tap into that product because it's very pigmented, and then kind of just like wipe off some of the excess on the ridge of the cap, and just very, very lightly. This is something that you can use underneath your foundation too, which I also used to do. And that dries down to like 100% matte too, by the way. It's kind of like a super jelly texture. Okay, so, oh my God, this foundation looks so good. To finish off my brows after I just set them, I'm just gonna use my MAC Brow Sculpt. I really like this. Definitely not an old product, definitely a newer product, but I really like the color of this. This is in the shade Brun. And I also really like the texture of it. It's like pretty waxy, but not in a streaky way. It's still like pigmented. Okay, my memory card ran out of space, so I had to do some deleting. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I really like to focus my channel on like a little bit of a simpler routine, because I do have like a full-time, like 40+ hours a week office job. That's why, like, even if I am wearing, you know, a decent amount of makeup, there are a lot of steps that I usually skip. Like, I don't do the eye shadow primer, I don't bake my face, I don't usually use a primer for the most part. I don't do the blush and the layers of highlight and like the bronzer and the contour and, you know, all that. So I just like to keep it kind of on like the more simple side, even though, you know, I do wear makeup. So I think let's do highlighter next. This Essence Pure Nude highlighter is something that I used to love, like mixing in with my bronzer, kind of like to make a matte bronzer a little bit more shimmery. But lately I've been loving it mixed in with this another Essence product, this Essence eyeshadow in Snowflake, which is an amazing highlighter for pale skin, by the way. And I kind of just like take a fan brush and mix both of them kind of together, and it kind of gives me a natural but still like white highlighter, because I find this Essence Pure Nude one over here is a little just like slightly too dark for my skin. Like, it hits the light great, but in the shadow it looks dark on my face. For mascara, I'm gonna go with my Rimmel Lash Accelerator, but watching my old videos, I remember how much I used to love the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. I love the way that they made my lashes look. I do find that L'Oreal mascara is like a little bit more flaky than this one, so I do actually prefer this one, but I might go pick up a lash accelerator just for like old time's sake, you know. What are your guys' favorite low maintenance beauty channels? Because I you know, because I am like this, I like to watch other people who are kind of in the same mindset. Like I used to, and I mean Sarah Hawkinson still does do like get ready with me's, but I used to really like watching her when she was like more into makeup. I love Cassie from Thrift Thick. So my new favorite thing is using like a lip primer kind of just by itself. This is a ColourPop Lippy Sticks, just clear lip primer. And it kind of just like gives my lips a matte but softening effect. I find it softens all the lines. But I'm gonna put like a lip liner on all over. This is the NYX Nude Beige Lip Liner, and I used to friggin' love these, and I still love them. But like I used to like every day wear a NYX lip liner all over my lips, and that's it. That is pretty close to my natural color, but it's funny, like I find only some days I can wear like lighter beige colors like this, because I find the inside of my mouth is like really red, but some days worse than others. So if anybody knows why some people's inside of their mouth is like way more pigmented, but also like why some days it's like worse than others, let me know. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this Tarte Party Blush, literally 3 A's, just with my finger, apply some of this to my lips, not only to make it a little bit more pink, but it's like matte as well. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed. I feel like it was like really all over the place, and I'm probably gonna cut out a lot of my blabbering. I also feel like really awkward right now. Thank you guys so much for watching as usual. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video, which will be very soon because I upload every single week, and you should subscribe. See, that was so awkward.